Good evening, everyone. This is your evening news recap, your nightly news podcast on all the news that I come across throughout the day, giving you my take as somebody who aspires to be a politician in the near future. Hopefully, all you guys are wonderful. Hopefully, all you guys are well. Today is December 1st. 1st of December, of course. It feels like just yesterday it was January. But hey, we've made it to December. Only 3 more years to go of all of this stuff. But hopefully, all you guys are doing well. It's been an interesting day in the news world, so we'll get into that shortly. But if you're new here, please consider subscribing. All the support would be greatly appreciated as we are trying to hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube by this summer coming up. And if you're on Substack, please also consider subscribing as well. All funds go to me. They help me pay for the things that I need to pay for in life, like groceries, clothing, all of those kinds of things. If not, you can always subscribe for free. I truly do appreciate all forms of support on this content. With that being said, have a little update before we get into the news for today. Finals week is next week for me. Of course, I'm a college student, for those who don't know, and I will be taking finals next week. And I will say there's like a 99.9% chance, if I look at my schedule right now, that there likely will not be an episode on Sunday and probably not Monday as well. We'll see how it goes, and I'll keep you guys updated throughout the week. But I have two finals on Monday, and I believe I have one Tuesday as well. So I'm going to try and get some studying in instead of working on the news recap. And there will be a full news recap from after I finish my finals. But essentially, that's the plan right now. The goal is to get some studying and hopefully pass all my finals. I mean, I'd love to do that, and we'll move from there. But no offense to all of you, my college success is a little bit more of a priority than making YouTube videos. So again, I'll keep you guys all updated on the situation, how that goes. And if you see an episode, shoot, I guess you guys lucked out. With that being said, though, let's get into the news from today. Moving on into the Trump administration segment, as we do, the first topic we have today is Pete Hegseth has used Franklin, a popular child's character, to mock the war crimes that he is being blamed for. Last night, Pete Hegseth took to Twitter mocking Franklin the Turtle, a popular children's character, and the war crimes that he's been blamed for in the Caribbean. He captioned the post, "For your Christmas wish list, and displayed an image of Franklin with the caption, "Franklin targeting narco terrorists," showing the character in an Apache helicopter, blowing up boats with people on them with an RPG. If you haven't seen the picture already, it's all over the social media at this point, and also on Pete Hegseth's Twitter. This is wild, but not shocking to me at all. I mean, Trump literally posted an AI video of him shitting on Americans. So, I mean, at this point, nothing phases me at all by things posted by this administration. I mean, using a child's character for your propaganda is horrifically sad. I don't even know like where you get that idea from, but hey, whatever, I guess. Not to mention though, also I'm pretty sure that he did not get permission to use this character. Franklin is definitely not in the public domain, so where's that at? Is that going to lead to a lawsuit? Maybe. You never really know. We'll have to see. But usually companies and writers and artists don't really like when political figures or other people use their content without their permission. So we'll see how that one goes. In other news, Kash Patel is reportedly in over his head. A new report from the New York Post has come out after they obtained a leak assessment from a 115-page report calling Kash Patel in over his head and saying that the FBI is chronically underperforming due to him. The report accuses Patel of lacking experience to lead, which has caused managers to be fearful of being fired. FBI managers reportedly no longer take initiative and instead now wait for directions, a huge shift in how the agency now runs. The report also notes concerns from other countries, something we've also witnessed as many countries have pulled intelligence from the United States for a variety of reasons related to the Trump administration. Both Kash Patel and Pete Hegseth might be the top contenders for the worst hirings within the government of all time for cabinet positions, if you will. Granted, Trump has some other horrific candidates in there, but these two have not only been the most problematic, but the most horrific at their job. I mean, both of them, Pete Hegseth especially has been a national security risk. Not to mention, I mean, it's been very clear that Kash Patel has not been the great FBI director. We'll talk about another story with him in here in a bit, but it's a problem and it continues to exist and nothing is being done to change that when it should be. Just checking on my microphone. By the way, yeah, it died yesterday. For those who didn't see my comments about that, microphone died. as always, it likes to screw with me time and time again. Not my friend. I'll get a better one eventually. That's just not in the budget right now. In other news, Kash Patel has refused to leave the plane after the Charlie Kirk shooting. Holy English. Kash Patel refused to leave the plane after the Charlie Kirk shooting because he didn't have an FBI jacket. A new report has come out from the National Alliance of Retired and Active Duty FBI Special Agents and Analysts that Kash Patel refused to exit the plane to investigate the location where the Charlie Kirk shooting took place until someone gave him a jacket with patches, which led to him taking a female agent's, which also led to him going on to then complain about that one not having the proper patches. Patel would then again refuse to leave the plane until SWAT team members gave up their patches to put on Patel's jacket. What a drama queen, truly. Bro for real said, I'm not going to do this raid because I don't have the fit I like. What are we doing? Genuinely, what are we doing? This man is the director of the FBI, and he's upset that his outfit isn't the way he wanted. I mean, what are you, a high school girl? Like, respectfully, come on. You'd think that he has bigger things to worry about, especially in this country, and especially after his friend had just gotten shot the day before. But hey, gotta make sure the fit looks good, right? Kash Patel is a joke, and so is the rest of this administration. And just like the rest of this administration, Kash Patel should be removed from his office and his position. In other news, the White House has confirmed that the second strikes in the Caribbean did in fact take place. After Trump said that Pete Hegseth told him that second strikes on boats from Venezuela did not happen, a reporter asked Caroline Levitt if the White House is standing by that statement, and if they say that the strikes didn't happen. Levitt would then go on to say, the latter is true, and I have a statement to read for you here. President Trump and Secretary Hegseth have made it clear that the president-designated narco-terrorist groups are subject to lethal targeting in accordance with the laws of war. With respect to the strikes in question on September 2nd, Secretary Hegseth authorized the war. With respect to the strikes in question on September 2nd, Secretary Hegseth authorized Admiral Bradley to conduct these strikes. Admiral Bradley worked well within his authority and the law directly in directing the engagement to ensure the boat was destroyed and the threat to the United States of America was eliminated. So why didn't Trump, why did Trump say that he believed Hegseth here? Why did Trump say that he believed that Hegseth didn't do these strikes? Trump said on Sunday, and I quote, he said that he did not say that, and I believe him 100%. So does Trump believe him or not? That's the question here. Does Trump believe him or not? Or, if not, what's going on here? Hegseth should be removed from office and imprisoned for his war crimes. I mean, without a doubt, that's just the case of how it's looking, and that's the case of how it should go. He is already a national security risk, and he should have been removed during the whole Signalgate issue. Yet he's still here, proving to be a problem. It's crazy that Signalgate, only happened like over the summer. It feels like a decade ago that happened. But Pete Hegseth should have been removed from his position a very long time ago. This cat is playing. I don't know if you guys see him jumping in the background. You might. What are you doing, Ducky? Hi. He's on my bed. What are you doing, sir? Come here. He's just looking at me now. Okay, anyways, moving on into our other news segment. A Third Circuit court has disqualified Alina Habba from being the district attorney for New Jersey. In another loss for the Trump administration, a Third Circuit court has upheld the ruling disqualifying Alina Habba from her position as U.S. attorney for the District of New Jersey. Judge Michael Fisher wrote in his ruling, it's apparent that the current administration has been frustrated by some of the legal and political barriers to getting its appointee in place. The three lawyers who challenged Habba's appointment also said in a statement, we will continue to challenge President Trump's unlawful appointments of perpetrated U.S. attorneys wherever appropriate. Don't know why I couldn't say that word. Not a hard word to say. Anyways, this is big, as it stops the administration from illegally putting someone into power to do their bidding, something Trump very clearly has wanted to do throughout this entire administration. It stops Trump from putting in members of his own legal team to places within the government to win cases, which is great because that should not be something that the president is doing. This is necessary to stop this administration, and I'm glad to see it has been done because a loyalist has failed once again, and so that makes today a very great day. Anyways, moving on into our final topic for tonight, TSA will now be requiring travelers without a real ID or passport to pay $45 as a fee. US travelers who don't have a real ID will now start being charged $45 when a $45 fee when they fly. Flyers must have a real ID, passport, or other acceptable forms of identification to have their identities confirmed. This comes as TSA is now requiring real ID to fly, which can be identified by a black or gold star on the upper right corner of your ID. Many states like California already have their IDs as real IDs, so check on the outlines for your state and to see if this is something you need to apply for or if this is something you already have. The whole real ID thing is something that I've really come indifferent to at this point. I believe when it first came out, I said that this. I believe when it first came out, I said that this was annoying, and it is. I still do agree with that. But I also argued that it was unnecessary and inconvenient, which I do still agree with as well. But at this point, most of, if not all states, make their driver's license real IDs. So as long as you're complying or as long as you don't need to update your ID, this really shouldn't be an issue. It's really just like being ID'd to buy alcohol. As a whole, we really have bigger problems. And although it's really annoying, this administration has definitely done far worse. And it's annoying to go to the DMV as well. And it's annoying to go through all that process. That is something I definitely agree with. And I definitely understand. But at the end of the day, there are worse things this administration has done, and this really isn't that big of a deal, nor is it shocking. I mean, it's not even something this administration has done either. This is something that the United States government has been trying to do forever. It just, came into law under this administration. So you can't really blame Trump and his administration for this. This isn't really their fault. The government's been trying to do this forever, and I'm not shocked. Is it annoying? Yes, but not surprising. With that being said, though, thank you everyone for watching today's episode. I hope you all enjoyed it. It's definitely been a very interesting day in the news world, that is for sure. If you're new here, though, please consider subscribing. All the support would be greatly appreciated as we are trying to hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube by the end of the year. All the support would be, or not the end of the year, by this summer, all the support would be greatly appreciated. And if you're on Substack, please also consider subscribing as well. All funds go to me. They help me pay for the things that I need to pay for in life, like groceries, clothing, all those kinds of things. But if not, you can always subscribe for free. I truly do appreciate all forms of support on this content. That being said, we're out here building a political platform. So if you're interested in supporting someone who believes in a country that actually cares about its people, providing things like free healthcare, free higher education, better immigration laws, all those kinds of things, drop a subscribe because that's my goal when I make it into politics. With that being said, have a good one, guys. I will see you